Doshia, what's the status of domestic violence in our county? I can't even pronounce it.
Yeah. Actually, we have I don't know as far as other counties where we rank. I know it's quite common, and a lot of that actually goes back. Most of the time, there's domestic violence issues. They're also paired with substance abuse issues. So, that's a pretty serious thing because children that are raised in households with domestic violence will also become either abusers or victims of domestic violence.
Yeah, so see, I never really thought of it quite in the context of both settings. But if they're likely to become an abuser, most of us accept that.
Right.
But it also follows that they're likely to become
Absolutely.
a substance abuser.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I saw too that we have a pretty high ranking of child abuse in our county.
Yes, we do. I was surprised of course, when my field of law enforcement, they asked that question when I was running for magistrate. In the 3 years I was as a magistrate, I was surprised at the amount of child abuse or child neglect.
Why do you think we have that? Why would we be different than other counties, perhaps?
A lot of it falls back, and you hate to keep going back to it, but people who are addicted to drugs are not taking care of their children.
Yes.
They're worried about their habit. A lot of it's lack of education, how to deal with problem children. And I think, honestly, a long time ago, it was just hush-hush. You didn't talk about those types of things. And now we're getting to a period of time where people are saying, this is a problem, I want something done.
And people expect it to be done. It used to be
Yes.
You would hear of a domestic violence charge being lodged with the sheriff's office, and then the next day someone would come in and say, oh, there was just a fuss between us, and nullify that. And that makes it very difficult for the officers.
Yes, it does.
And most people know that domestic violence is probably the single most dangerous activity of a law enforcement officer.
Yes, it is. Because you're going into someone's house where there's tempers raging already, and it's extremely dangerous. Matter of fact, they usually ask that more than one person go at that time, because you're going to deal with more than one person.
Right.
But,
so you think as sheriff you can have an impact in that area?
I hope so. I know that when I was magistrate that I tried to deal with that and then increase the penalties for that to where you thought about it, that behavior. And if you get mad, you need to leave the house for a little while or something.
Right.
There's also some things I'm going to try to work on, and that's a batter's intervention program. There's some classes and treatment for people who are convicted of that to learn how to channel their anger in a more productive way. There's no one qualified right now in this county to teach that program. So
okay.
That's something I have been working on, just getting someone here to be able to do that once a month.
One of the things that I've observed is that it's not just a matter of male batterers. Sometimes there are female batterers.
Yes, that's exactly right.